Alright, well, here we are. The other side now. Listen, the more I think about it, the more that this poor sled it's had a rough life, you know? Had a rough life. And it's dense. You know, the scratch galore. It's like, what in the world? Where was that at? But it's alright. We'll give her a little TLC. I don't like how it's rocking. That makes me nervous because all the weight's on the handlebars. And those aren't exactly like the most sturdy. So my goal is to get final coat on today. I roll her back over and go from there. But the crazy thing is, so I don't know if I explained this in the last video. The original suspension on these things came from rubber bushings that were in here. And then the bogies would connect to that. And then they would connect up here. Yeah, you can actually see one. There's one right here. There's a couple. Yeah, right here. There's one right there. But anytime you get one of these sleds, you pretty much got to guarantee that you got to replace those rubber bushings. Just they go out. You know, they reach the end of their life and dry rot and all the above. What rubber does, you know. So somebody somehow retrofitted this thing to eliminate that, and they put springs in. So I don't know if this is that these bogies are out of a later model sled or what. It's kind of interesting. Are they out of like a 70 wide track possibly? Not, or I wonder if it's out of like a 68 narrow track. The light track? Is that possible? Anyway, it's just something interesting. Let's commence our marathon of pain regarding sanding. Alright, I sanded most of it down. It's not too bad. Yeah, not perfect. We gotta clean some of this schmutz out. But other than that, the welds aren't perfect, but I think they'll be alright for what we do. You know, short vintage ride or, you know, nothing. She's not gonna bomb down the farm anymore. Or do any jumps or anything crazy. So I said socially distanced earlier. I'm surprised nobody's actually brought this up. What does socially distanced restoration mean? A socially distanced restoration to me means it looks great from 6 feet away. You know, and then a budget restoration is I didn't put a lot of money into it. So far I've got about $30 in paint altogether and primer. Not too bad. We're going to have to get a few spare parts, but that's later. So, part of that is not really doing a lot of body work. Well, there's a dent here, and there's one on the other side I wasn't going to do anything with. I'm not going to do with any of the dents on the belly pan. You know, there's a couple here. I'm not going to really mess with those. I'm not going to do anything here. Like that crease. That might be part of it. But this guy, I wasn't going to do anything with it. But the more that I look at it, the more I should at least try to cover it up a little bit. I don't know. That's more time. Well, I'm going to see if the Bono's good. If the Bono's still good, I'll do something with it. If it's bad, then we're just going to deal with it. Other than that, then it's time for primer. Alright, well, I figured it's only nickel more to go first class, so here we go. Sand her down to bare middle area. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes because I gave it a little extra time because it's cold. So we got some 180 here, grit here. Front part. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the 80 real quick. That hole is going to mess this up. And because I suck, I didn't catch that first. I hate to make another batch just for that little bit. Like that's what we wanted, but that all the way. So, yeah, it is what it is, you know. Okay, it's better than it was. I'm not gonna mess with this. If I wanted to, I'd have to get some spot putty. I might have some, but who knows how old it is. So you know what? This is the bumper's gonna be kind of here, so I'm not too concerned with that. Again, this is not a museum quality restoration. This is a socially distanced restoration. And if you see that from 6 feet away, well, more power to you. So let's get our oldie primer out. And go to work. Ouch. Probably hurt it. My wrist snapped. Alright. First coat on. Alright, now we wait for 10 minutes. A little longer than a few moments later. Okay, we got her back flipped around now. As you can see, that the front part is okay. I rolled this thing over too quickly the one day after painting it, so I have a few smears I gotta take care of and do a little dent work over there. So, but also gotta take this back box off, the bumper, and all that kind of jazz. But to do that, we gotta clean it out. So let's see what gifts we were given here. A nail, a ratchet wrench that has been welded. Interesting. This is for the hood. Spark plugs. We'll check that out in a little bit. A bolt. A bolt. A couple of emergency pull starting ropes. That's always good to have. Homemade plug wrench. Baling wire. Here's one of the screws that should hold the chain case on, or maybe it's for down there. Oh, you know what? It might be for that guy down there. We will see. And the belt, which is questionable. But let's check this out. What's in here? Probably nothing. It's one-handed. Sorry, guys. Big unveiling. A whole lot of nothing. I don't know what was in there even. Nothing. That's random. Okay, I don't know what that would have been for, but whatever. I guess emergency fire starter or something maybe, but that pretty much concludes the inventory. We're going to start today's activities by taking the rear box off. That's going to be fun. Actually, we're going to start by taking the snow flap off so we can get to the bolts to take the rear box off. Enjoy. Alright. I don't think this was the original snow flap. I really don't. I have to look at the other one. You can definitely tell this has been repainted. Look at the overspray here. It's alright. snowmobile since I'm down here. Hello. We're not undoing these. One, two, three, four. Each. Oh, I might need the big guns for this guy. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Maybe not. Okay, I'll shoot. Well, that certainly did not go smoothly. The bolts that were in the back came right out, but the ones up further up front, probably closer to the track, broke. So we're going to have to figure out how to deal with that. Hopefully there's enough we can grab onto with some vice grips once we get it, this thing off. So without any further ado, and of course there's not. Yep, there's one busted one, and there's two. What can you do? We'll have to drill it out, and I guess, and do nuts and bolts. Oh well. What can you do? If that's the worst that happens, knock on wood, then we're doing pretty good. Alright. Let's clear off our work area here. And then I'm going to raise the front end up, and I guess I'll start up there. I'm not going to worry too much about any body work back here, other than just sanding it real good, trying to get rid of some of this rust. Contemplating about taking the engine out. To do it correctly, that's what you'd have to do, but I don't know. I'm just... See how well you can see this. Sorry about this mess, guys. I promise I'll clean it up one day. See all that oil stuff in there? I'm concerned that there's a exhaust gasket that's bad. I really don't want this thing spewing out a whole bunch of oil. You know, on the new fresh paint. So the neat thing is with these things, there's 4 bolts in that entire engine assembly. The primary clutch, or excuse me, not the primary, but the whole clutches, everything comes off minus the chain. You gotta undo the chain, but then it all comes right out. Chain in the handlebar. I don't know. I'd rather take it out now rather than risk scratching up the paint later. You know what I mean? Take it out, clean it up real good. Maybe paint the engine covers. At least I guess we're gonna move up to the engine, aren't we? Yeah, that's you guys saying yes. Okay. Okay, I think we got everything loose minus this chain here, which once we get a little tension off that side, it will loosen up. This should not affect us too badly. A little bit of planer. Let's see what we get. Handlebars in the way, of course. Not what I want to freaking do, man. Whoops. Alright, here we go. Oh, we're stuck on. Okay. Oh man, that little guy's heavy and greasy. There she is. Whew. Wow, look at all that grease underneath there. Something was definitely leaking. Definitely leaking. Disgusting. Wow. I have no clue what was leaking down there, but man, oh man. This is good we did what we did. I just couldn't see restoring this thing and then having that disaster waiting, you know. So our next step will be to get all the tools off and everything and wheel this thing's outside. Start degreasing. Unfortunately. Well, what can you do? Alright, let's screw her outside for a bath. Okay, while the chassis is outside drying, I gotta keep an eye on the time. It's supposed to start raining here in about 45 minutes. We'll start with the skis here. Boy, did somebody beat these guys up. Wow. I mean, yeah, they wore it through just about in half. Wow. So I might see how my skis are up north. Grab a pair. Because these have been just about folded. Man, what did they do to this sled? Well, world may never know. Let's start wire brushing. Alright, we're ready for primer here. I did do the one side already. I'm just trying to hurry up. The Lions are on. I'm gonna go beat the Packers today. Oh, get my trap on. To say, I think my dog is learning bad words from me and dogginese. He uses it against the neighbor dogs, so they don't like it. Oh, can't forget about down there. Okay, let's get the other one flipped over. Alright, we're getting our second coat on here. Okay, a couple couple days later. This is actually 48 hours later. These are nice and dry. So we'll get these guys painted today. Okay, that was coat number 3. Let this set up for 2 days and away we go. I'll be alright. I'm going to check what we got up north and see if we got anything better. If not, these will work.